Hello everyone, welcome back to the UNC digital classes. I am Sumitra Swai and I am welcoming you to the classes of financial management. We were studying about the chapter cost of capital, and here we have discussed about the various sources from where we can raise our capital, and the sources can be our debt, our preference share, our equity share, or it can be our retained earning. From that we have already discussed about debt and preference share. So today our topic is cost of equity share capital. What is equity share? As if you have remembered that I have told you, in a company's perspective there are two type of equity share, okay, and one is equity share and the another one is preference share, which I have already told you in the previous class. So what is equity share actually? Equity share holders are considered as the real owner of the organization or the company, because when we are contributing or distributing the volume of our profit, then first portion is given to the debt holder in form of interest, and after that tax is calculated, means it is given to the government. After that, if something is remained as profit, then the first preference is given to the preference shareholders. So next is our preference dividend. If after giving the profit portion to these three persons, different type of persons, if there is something remained of our profit, then only we will divide it or contribute it among the equity shareholders. So as they are sacrificing this, so they are considered as the owner, and with this they have different type of rights, or we can say that there are some benefits to them, like they can be the board of directors or the member of board of meeting, or they have the voting right. There are different type of benefits which are given only to the equity shareholders, not given to the debt holder or even to the preference shareholders, okay. So if after this, means this is our total profit, and after deducting all the forms, if after deducting all this, if anything remained of this profit amount, then suppose this is 50,000, then this 50,000 rupees is to be divided among the equity shareholders, and if this is rather than 50,000, if this is 0, then there will be no dividend. So in debt we have seen that in interest there is a fixed percentage of interest. In preference dividend also there is always a fixed percentage of dividend. But in equity share there is nothing confirmed. Means even you don't know that at the end of the financial year if you are going to get any profit or not. Means if you are getting your dividend or not. Okay. So let's come to the cost of equity share capital. We can say that this equity share capital is free of cost. So if we are issuing our capital through equity share, then what will be the cost of this equity share capital? It can be calculated by two methods. First, if it is dividend yield method, yield means the return, and the second method can be dividend yield plus growth method. So the first method we will discuss now. In dividend yield method, dividend are the ultimate goal of any shareholders. So if we are giving, we are discussing about dividend yield method, okay. So we are providing the equity shareholders the dividend, and the dividend based upon the net proceed or the market price will be the cost of equity share capital. The formula will be same. So we can say that KE, cost of equity share capital, is equal to D divided by NP. This formula is almost remembered to all of you, I think, or this formula can be changed in some time as D divided by your MP. This is net proceed, this is market price. Sometime you have heard that in market the share of the company, the share prices of the company are rising or falling. So what is the market price of a particular share, that will be taken into consideration if we are going to calculate in D by MP formula. or else we can say that the cost of equity share can be considered by D by NP. So let's take an example. In this question, a company is issuing 1000 equity share of 100 rupees, means the face value of equity share 1000 equity share, but the face value of equity share 100 rupees each. 100 rupees each. Next is the at a premium of 10%, means the face value of the equity share is 100 rupees, but when you are issuing there is a premium added to you, that is 10%. So as I am writing only the question, the premium is 10%. Next is given the company has been paying 20% dividend to equity shareholders. The dividend is 20%, and this dividend is given by the company from the last 5 years, and the company is expecting that this percentage of dividend is going to be given in the next future also. So we are expecting the dividend as 20%. Okay, we are just expecting, this is not fixed. Okay, but as per assumption we are going to calculate our cost of equity capital. Here the question is given that the compute the cost of equity capital, but the question is continuing further, but we are calculating from this information only. This is the question. Okay, so we are going to calculate our cost of equity capital, which is to be indicated as KE. The face value is 100 rupees, but the premium is 10%. So 10% of 100 is equal to 10 rupees. So for us the net proceed, means for us the net proceed will be 100 plus 10 rupees is equal to 110 rupees per each share, and the dividend is 20%. 20% of face value, so 20 divided by 100 into 100 is equal to 20. So D is equal to 20. So we can simply calculate our KE is equal to D by NP, which means 20 by 110, and this will cost 18.18%. Okay. So if you are issuing capital by equity share, then the cost of equity share is 18.18% of your profit to you. There is only common or genuine thing we have to observe, that if the issue is by debt, then almost below something 10%. This is not fixed, but we can generally say that. Okay, but if it is some preference share, then 8%, 10% or 12%. Okay, but more than debt, it is something more than debt, and in equity share it is always more than debt and preference share. So this is 18.18%, but if you have remembered or written in your copy, you can check that the cost of debt or cost of preference share capital was about 6%, 8% or 10%. Okay, so always as the equity shareholders are taking the risk to sacrifice their dividend, so whenever they will get dividend, that will be more than any of the form, means debt or preference share. Okay, this is one thing, that if the dividend is calculated on the face value, but there was a continuation of the question which was given, that will it make any difference if the market price of the equity share is 160, means in the question also mention of our market price, that is 160 rupees per each share. So now we can calculate alternation of KE is D by MP. So dividend is equal to 20 rupees and market price is equal to our 160 rupees, which will be as your 12.5%. Okay, this is the example of if it is your dividend yield method. Now let's continue the dividend yield plus growth method. In dividend yield method, what we are focusing is only that how we will able to make ourselves able to pay the dividend only. But in dividend yield plus growth method is saying that whenever we are investing money, or as we are saying that equity shareholders are the owner of the organization, if that organization is our, then what we are expecting, that with time we are growing, yes or no? So if the organization is growing, then the profit will also grow, and if the profit will grow, then our dividend will also grow. So this method comes from there. With time, when growth is involved in our dividend, then how we will calculate our cost of equity share. So here the formula of KE will be your D by NP, same as dividend yield method, plus growth. Okay, or if we are considering our market price, then the formula will be D by MP plus growth. You can consider any of the situation as per your information given in the question, and you can simply calculate from this. Let's take an example. A company plans to issue further 1000 new share of 100 each at par. Okay, so a company is issuing equity share which face value is 100 rupees. The flotation cost are expected to be 5% of the share price. So here a 5% of flotation charge is also given. So flotation charge. What is a flotation charge? If you have remembered, I have told you that, for example, if you are your mother have told you that go to the market and bring 1 kg of potato, and the price of potato per kg is 25 rupees per kg, but the market is not near your home, so you have to go to the market maybe in auto. So when you travel by auto, the traveling cost occur you 10 rupees. So now how much of money you have must in your pocket? That must be 35 rupees, because you have to go to the market by 10 rupees and you have to buy your potato by 25 rupees. So this extra cost, this is not the cost of potato, but while purchasing this potato you have to bear this cost. This is the flotation cost. Likewise in share market, when you are purchasing some share or a debt or anything, the extra cost means like the application form or the auditing fee, anything that cost the company, that is known as your flotation charge. So this is 5% of the face value. Obviously 5% by 100 is equal to 5 rupees. Next in the question it is given that the company pay a dividend of 10 rupees per share initially. So in previous year the dividend was paying 10 rupees per share. Okay, if the cost if the face value of a share is 100 rupees, the dividend is 10 rupees, and they are expecting that a growth will happen and we are going to give 5% more of the growth. So growth is 5%. Now we have to calculate the cost of equity share capital. So we have to calculate our net proceed. Net proceed is 100 rupees means principal plus your flotation charge, that is 5% of 100 rupees, that is 5. So it becomes your 105 rupees. Dividend is 10. So let's put the formula. KE is equal to D by NP plus growth. D is equal to 10. NP is equal to 105 plus growth is equal to 5%. So 10 by 105 will be your 10.53% plus 5% means 15.53%. Okay. If there will be no growth, the company will pay 10.53% of dividend, but if there will be no growth, then the company must pay 10.53%, but now as there is a growth of 5%, then the cost of equity share also rises to 15.53%. Okay. So with this, cost of equity share capital end here, and now we will discuss about the cost of retained earning. Actually, retained earning is nothing, just the saving of equity share profit. Okay, so let me show you. Actually, as I have told you that after debt interest, after tax, after preference dividend, what we have remained with us is the owner's portion. Yes or no? So let's say it is 1 lakh rupees, means this is the profit available for the equity shareholders. But as we have 5 or 6 equity shareholders in a company, for example, we now discussing that after 2-3 years there is a very big project, okay, or any opportunity. So don't divide all the portion of profit among us. Let's keep a portion of profit as saving. So we all mutually agreed that to save 20,000 rupees, and the remaining 80,000 rupees are to be divided among 5 or 6 equity shareholders. So every year we are saving these 20,000 rupees into a reserve account. The retained earning reserved is known as reserved account. Okay, in every financial account you will see that there is a reserve account. So if this reserve will not be maintained, then what will be the use of this amount? This is ultimately going to the profit or dividend of the equity shareholders. So retained earning is also the part of only equity shareholders. There is no portion of debt or preference shareholder. So as it is considered as a part of equity share profit, so there is no separate formula. We can simply calculate retained earning as the formula of this, or if there will be no growth, then the growth will be eliminated and D by NP for retained earning. So in retained earning there is no separate formula. Okay. This is for today's class. In the next class we are going to calculate only one more method, that is the cost of weighted average method, and with that we will discuss about different type of cost. Okay, so you will practice all the different type of example from debt or preference share or equity share, and if there will be any doubt you can write in the comment box. Thank you for watching.